What is up, everybody? Ninja Nick here with Tactical Gaming, bringing you guys a quick little theory video. Now, with everything that's been going on in One Piece after Wano, it has just been getting interesting. Since Wano, everything has been, just truth bomb, like all these things that people have been wanting to know more about or been wondering, theories, and everything else. Wano, oh my god, has been epic. And now that we're hitting Egghead and with everything else that's going on during Egghead, it goes, what's going to happen after Egghead Island, right? So the question is, what's going to happen, right? So this is what I'm thinking. With how strong we've seen certain key characters, right? Like Garp. Okay, so if you've seen chapter 1080, and if you haven't, exit out of this video, go read it or anything else. And if not, stick with me and everything else because chapter 1079 and 1080 have shown us what hockey can do. And right now, not gonna lie, Luffy and Zoro and all of them are nowhere near as strong with their hockey as they should be. They're getting there, but they're nowhere near as strong as they should be. Because the thing is, in 1080, Garp is nowhere near his prime like he used to be, and he destroyed an entire city with one punch. Galaxy Impact. I can't wait to see that animated. It's going to be awesome. But needless to say, we also got to see Shanks's Divine Departure, which one hitted two primo powerful characters who were pivotal in fighting in Wano. Kid and Killer. Okay, so Kid and Killer both got taken out by that one move. Okay, now right now at the end of chapter 1080, we don't know who got taken out by Garp's attack, other than the majority of the pirates who didn't get out. Now I'm pretty sure there was none of the Blackbeard pirates who got affected by that. I'm pretty sure they got out. But needless to say, I'm pretty sure Blackbeard's gonna be a little irked that his entire city got destroyed. So that's gonna be interesting. Um and he's gonna probably find that out here soon too. Right? But what I'm thinking is gonna happen is right after Egghead, after Luffy and the crew escape. So I'm thinking, because I already kind of brought this up in a previous video, but I believe York is gonna escape with the Blackbeard pirates. She's gonna go with them, so the Blackbeards get their own, Vegapunk, and then Luffy and the crew are gonna save Vegapunk, the main one, the satellite Stella, and then they're also going to save some survivors, whichever ones there are, whether it be some or all. You know what I mean? They're going to have them. And what I believe is two things, right? Because before they got on Egghead and everything else, right? Zoro told, the evil Vegapunk that he has a question to ask Vegapunk. Now, I'm pretty sure I already know what that question is going to be. With the fact that he created an artificial devil fruit, can he cure an artificial devil fruit and or cure someone of a devil fruit? Mainly because of the kind people in Wano who helped him out and everything else. I believe that's what it's going to be. Now, a lot of people assume Zoro's going to go back to Wano with the crew and everything, and they're gonna help the people of Wano. They're not gonna do that. I don't think the Luffy and the crew are gonna go back. I think they're gonna split up, right? So I think what's gonna happen is Luffy and the crew are gonna take Stella, the main Vagabond, with them the entire time, right? And all the others, they're gonna go to Wano and hide out at Wano, where they're more likely to be a little bit safer, right? a tiny bit safer compared to, anywhere else. So, in doing so, I'm pretty sure Zoro's going to ask him to help cure the people of all the fake devil fruits, and then cure all the smiles, right? All the smile devil fruit users. And then from there, also more than likely get to strengthen up Wano with a lot of technology and everything else. So they're going to be a stronger ally in the future, right? Which I bring up future as a portion to this video because I also believe here soon there's going to be another time skip. Like a lot of people assume there probably won't be, but there has to be at this point, right? Like Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji are very strong, but at the same time, they're gonna have to get stronger, right? And by what we've already seen, what Garp capable of, what Primo Whitebeard was capable of, kind of same thing with Roger. The fact that we have no idea what Zebek was capable of, and it took both Garp and Roger to defeat Zebek. It just comes down to how much stronger does Luffy and the crew, mainly the Terrible Trio, need to get, right? So I do believe that after Egghead, right? Because I think at some point in time, what's going to happen is Luffy is going to fight uh the actual Gorosei that is with Kizaru, right? I think he's going to fight him, and it's gonna be pretty close. And I'm pretty sure Luffy's gonna get close to getting beaten by him too, right? And or it's gonna be a close enough fight to the point to where like Luffy ends up escaping or running or getting away or anything else to that point to where they decide that they need to train. And it's not just because Luffy decides this, but it's more of Vagapunk gives them information and tells them about like certain things that they have no idea about because he's worked with the world government. He has a good grasp and idea of what they're looking for and how strong some of their people are and everything else. So from there, right, what I'm thinking is they're gonna go off somewhere. I mean, they're probably gonna head to Elbath and then maybe even just make Elbath like a primo area where they stay at. Maybe. Right? Because like Elbath is definitely going to be a location that they all go to because Elbath has been talked about and mentioned, and there's no way that Usopp, you know, who mentioned about going to Elbath is not going to go to Elbath. He's going to Elbath. So that's happening sometime after Wano or after Egghead. And it's going to be either sometime right after they get done, fighting the Gorosei, escaping, saving Vagapunk, all that, right? And then they make technically Elbath not their home base because Shanks owns that. So they can't do that. So they're either going to go and go to Elbath and do so, or they're going to go off, find somewhere, train for several years, right? And I don't know how long the time skip's going to be, considering the last one was only 2 years, right? I don't think it's going to be anything like drastic. But at the same time, you got to remember how old Roger was and how old a lot of the others were when they were in their prime. Now, I'm pretty sure Luffy and the crew will be a little bit younger, so that they're like a lot more into their stamina, saying that they're younger and they're learning a lot of the skills that Roger and all them had at an older age. I think Luffy and the crew were probably about mid 20s, and I mean Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, the original crew, the younger members of the crew, they're gonna be their mid 20s by the time they actually do this. I believe like Luffy and Zoro and them will be about 25. So I would say with the fact that they're 20, the next time skip might be 5 years, right? And in that 5 years of a time skip, we're gonna have them training, exploring, looking for the other rogue poneglyph. You know what I mean? It's not just gonna be like them just sitting around an island doing nothing, just train. No, it's more of they're gonna train. They're gonna go look for the rogue poneglyph. Luffy's gonna master his new awakening form for his devil fruit. Zoro's gonna master Enma. More than likely, get all three of his black blades. And I'm not kidding. I'm pretty sure he's gonna get all three of them to become black blades eventually. And then Sanji gets far more stronger along with everyone else in the crew. I'm pretty sure that's what's going to be along the lines because there's no way right now they're gonna get to it. Like I love Luffy, Zoro, the whole crew. They're awesome, but right now they can't do it. So there has to be a time skip. There has to be a little time to where they focus on training, right? Because right now, currently, only two of the strongest crew members who are capable of like much more advanced versions of armament hockey and technically conquerors hockey is both Zoro and Luffy. Now, a lot of people will speculate it's not Zoro, but no, Zoro's had hockey. Like Zoro's been on par with Luffy, and Luffy's always considered Zoro like an equal, and he doesn't do that out of like pure respect for Zoro. No, he does that because he knows Zoro is his equal. Like if Luffy is not there, Zoro is the captain. Plain and simple. Not just because he was the first. It's because he is as strong. There's no he's stronger or he's weaker. No, they are on par with each other, right? So I believe that's what's going to end up happening, and they're going to go on their many journeys, have many fun, just like in the last time skip. It's going to be roughly around the same thing, but I do believe it's going to be a little bit more along the lines of building towards the end where there's going to be a huge war because this war is going to make Marine Ford look like, a drop in the pond. Because it's going to be like Luffy's Armada versus possibly Blackbeard's Armada. Now, could you imagine this, right? Like, imagine like Luffy and the crew go off, disappear, right? Do their journey. They train, they explore, they find the road poneglyph so they can find the One Piece, right? Because as you've noticed, Blackbeard has zero interest in the One Piece. He doesn't care. By what we've seen, and now what we know now, he wants to become a king. But it's more of, I think he wants to become king of the world, just like Zebek did. So I think his whole goal is to somehow, some way, get to where Emu is, if he even knows about him, which I'm pretty sure he does. I don't know what it is, but I think Blackbeard is very aware of Emu. And then I think Blackbeard's goal is to gain control. Now, what if that actually happens? Right? Because everything Blackbeard has put in sights as his goal to what he wants, he has accomplished it. Right? From becoming a warlord, from becoming an emperor. Now his goal is to become a fucking king. So I'm pretty sure he's gonna become a king in some way, shape, or form. Right? It's gonna happen. And then a year or some time down the line, which is where the time skip is going to come into play, but I think it's going to be more than a year because he's still going to be, going off looking for what he's going to be looking for to build his strength, to get what he's going to get. And then he is going to go to the reverie. He is going to kill Emu and or maybe all the royalty there, gain control over their land, you know what I mean? And then basically become the world government, right? Now, there's the Gorosei and all that. But what if the Gorosei are quite literally only loyal to whoever rules? Now, what if some weird, like by chance or by fate or by whatever, like Oda pulls out his butt? Because this dude, I tell you, he is so good at telling a story. It is insane. And I'm loving every single little twist and turn and everything that's gone on. So keep it up. Take as many breaks as you need. We're loving this. I'm loving this. So, can't wait to see what's going on. But if that will be the epic twist of he becomes Emu. He is, that's what he ends up becoming. Becomes the king of the world in some way. And then ends up wanting to fight Luffy. That will end up being like the big culmination fight. Now, that one would be pretty epic, but I still don't think it will be him killing Emu, but more of maybe him and Luffy, their big armadas fighting. But even then, there's still gonna have to be something that has to be the catalyst of Luffy fighting Emu, because him fighting the world government is always like a thing. So what's gonna end up causing him and Blackbeard to fight, other than possibility of Shanks dying by the hands of Blackbeard, which then would be even crazier, right? Because if that happened, Luffy would lose his shit and then definitely want to destroy Blackbeard. So that's going to be an interesting thing to happen. I would love to see anything along that line, like anywhere, any little aspect, even if it's just one little part, would be really cool. But that's all I do believe it's going to happen after Egghead is, time skip, train. We'll definitely see a little bit more of what Blackbeard's got up his sleeve, because we now know he wants to become a king and all that jazz. I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. Um, a few other people gaining power, changing seats and changing sides and all this other kind of stuff. The end war, the last fight is definitely gonna be something, is gonna be interesting. Who it's gonna be between like Luffy and Blackbeard, Luffy and Emu, Luffy and who? Oh, either way, this story is great. So that's it for the video. I hope you all enjoy it. Catch me from the next one. Later.